Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to explore the rare day Tuna finally asks for joy. One simple request to visit a water park turns into a wild family adventure, a terrifying giant slide, and tears of happiness that prove her life is changing for real. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. The first rooster crow cut through the thin morning mist, sharp and familiar. Tuna opened her eyes in the old wooden room as pale sunlight slipped through tiny cracks in the window frame and drew faint golden lines across the floorboards. For a second, she just listened, birds waking, the house breathing, the quiet that always came before work. She sat up, pulled an old jacket over her shoulders, and tied her hair with quick, practiced motions. Outside, the air smelled like damp earth and fresh grass, mixed with the stubborn scent of manure that never truly left a farm. She stepped into the backyard and the world answered her immediately. Pigs grunting low from the pen, chickens shuffling and clucking as they gathered near her feet. "All right," she murmured, lifting the feed bucket. "I'm here." Grain scattered, hens rushed in, pecking fast. The pigs pressed their snouts to the fence, impatient, and Tuna poured feed into the trough. It was the same routine: wake up, feed, clean, cook, repeat. But today it felt lighter, as if hope had slipped into her chest while she wasn't looking. She glanced toward the main house. Through the window she caught movement, Alex stirring awake. And somewhere deeper inside, Henry was still sleeping with that dreamy little smile he wore when he felt safe. Single motherhood had taught her strength the hard way, the kind that doesn't get applause. But standing there in the mist, she let herself imagine something different just for a moment. A day that wasn't only duty, a day that held joy on purpose. She didn't know why the thought felt so daring, but it did. When she stepped into the kitchen, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee wrapped around her. Alex sat at the wooden table with a mug in his hand, hair slightly messy, eyes still sleepy but kind. The moment their eyes met, his expression softened. "Morning," he said. Tuna set the bucket down gently by the door and took a breath. She didn't want to ask for too much, but the words had been building inside her since she woke up, bouncing around her chest like a small bird looking for a way out. "Alex, today, can we go to the water park?" The question came out soft, almost hesitant, but her eyes gave her away. There was a rare flicker of longing there. Alex blinked, surprised for half a heartbeat. Then his surprise melted into a slow smile, the kind that said he wasn't judging her for wanting something fun. Before he could answer, little feet padded in from the next room. Henry ran in with his hair sticking up everywhere and wrapped his arms around Tuna's leg. "Mum," he mumbled, half asleep. Tuna lifted him, kissed his cheek, and looked back at Alex, waiting. The silence stretched, but it wasn't heavy. It was the kind of pause where two people understand the weight behind a simple request. Alex set his mug down. "Let's go." 3 words, that was all. And somehow they made Tuna's chest feel like it could finally breathe. Henry perked up instantly. "Water park?" he squealed, suddenly wide awake. Alex nodded. "Water park." The house shifted from quiet to buzzing. Tuna packed fast. Towels, extra clothes, sunscreen, water bottles, snacks for Henry, and a small pouch of basics, because she couldn't help herself. Alex laughed when he saw the bag. "You packed enough for a week," he teased. "It's one day," Tuna shot back, pretending to glare. "And Henry gets hungry every 10 minutes. Henry giggled, not understanding, and Alex crouched to help him into a tiny life vest. The boy squirmed like a fish, laughing every time a strap clicked. "Hold still," Alex warned. "I am," Henry insisted, wriggling more. Tuna watched them, warmth blooming in her chest. For a moment, she didn't feel like a woman carrying the world. She felt like herself, the girl who used to run barefoot, the woman who still wanted to laugh without checking the clock. The car engine rumbled along the dirt road. Henry bounced in the back seat, eyes bright as the countryside slid by. Tuna glanced at Alex, His hand found hers on the gearshift, no speech, just a gentle squeeze. "You okay?" he asked, glancing at her. Tuna nodded, but her voice came out smaller than she expected. "I just haven't done something like this in a long time." Alex squeezed her hand again. "Then we'll start doing it," he said simply. "Not only today, whenever we can." Autumn sunlight poured over the road in warm sheets. The scent of wildflowers drifted in through the open window. Tuna closed her eyes for a second and let it sink in. Today, they weren't separate pieces anymore. They were a small family heading towards shared joy. As they got closer, cheerful music and the distant roar of rushing water cut through the quiet. The park gates rose ahead, colorful and loud against the sky. Henry practically pressed his face to the glass. "Slides!" he shouted. "Big slides!" Tuna laughed real, unforced laughter, and Alex smiled at the sound like he'd been waiting to hear it. The moment they stepped inside, the air changed. It smelled like sunscreen and chlorine, bright and busy, like a place built only for fun. Water splashed everywhere. Kids screamed, not in fear, but in pure excitement. Henry tried to run, but Tuna tightened her grip. "Slow down," she warned, but she was smiling. "Where first?" Alex asked, leaning down so Henry could hear too. "You're the boss today. Big slide," Henry declared, pointing like a tiny commander. Tuna looked at the towering slides, then down at Henry's small body in the life vest. "Small first," she decided. "Warm up." Henry pouted for 1 second, then forgot to complain when he saw the shallow pool. The moment his feet hit the water, he squealed and kicked, sending droplets everywhere. Tuna stepped in behind him, holding his waist, keeping him steady as he stomped like the water was something he could conquer. Alex rolled up his sleeves and stepped in too. "All right, champion," he said, offering Henry both hands. "Show me." Henry tried to kick like a swimmer, mostly just making chaos, and all three of them ended up soaked anyway. Tuna wiped water from her face and looked at Alex. His hair was damp, his shirt clung to his shoulders, and he looked real, not CEO real, just happy. For a while, the worries that usually lived in Tuna's chest disappeared. Money, work, the endless list of things that needed fixing. In their place was something simpler: laughter, sunlight, and small hands holding tight. They took a short break on the pool edge, dripping and breathless. Tuna handed Henry a snack, and he ate like he'd survived a battle. Alex passed her a water bottle. "You're smiling a lot today," he said quietly. Tuna looked down, surprised, then smiled again anyway. "I forgot I could," she admitted. Henry swallowed, then pointed again, relentless. "Big slide next." Tuna hesitated and looked up. The tallest slide towered above them, bright and intimidating, with a line of people climbing the stairs like they were walking toward a challenge. Alex met her eyes and spoke gently. "We go together. If Henry wants to back out, we back out. No pressure." Tuna swallowed, then nodded, squeezing Henry's hand. "Okay," she said, "together." They joined the line for the tallest slide. Up close, it looked even higher than Tuna had thought. The staircase climbed and climbed, each step echoing with the sound of rushing water and distant screams that were half fear, half laughter. Henry squeezed her hand tighter as they moved upward, and Tuna could feel his excitement battling his nerves. "You still want to do it?" she asked softly. Henry lifted his chin like he was brave. "Yes," he said, but his voice shook a little. Alex leaned in from behind them, his arms loosely around both their shoulders like a shield. "We're right here," he murmured. "You don't have to be the bravest, you just have to hold on." Tuna looked back at him. His eyes were calm, steady, the kind of calm that made her feel safe even when her heart was pounding. She nodded and kept climbing. At the top, the world looked smaller, people like dots, water sparkling under the sun. The slide entrance was a narrow opening where the water rushed down like a fast river. A lifeguard waved them forward. Tuna's heartbeat hammered hard. not only fear something else too, a rare feeling of being fully alive. Henry trembled, but his eyes sparkled. "Mom," he whispered. Tuna squeezed his hand. "I'm here," she said, "and Alex is here. We go together." Alex positioned himself behind them, one arm around Tuna, the other secure around Henry. "Ready?" he asked. Henry nodded. Tuna inhaled once. The lifeguard counted down. 3, 2, 1. They launched. Wind screamed past their ears. Water exploded around them. Tuna felt her stomach drop as the slide dipped, and time stretched into a long, wild second. Henry's small hand squeezed hers hard. Alex's warmth pressed steady at her back. Tuna didn't scream at first, then she did, but it turned into laughter halfway through. Henry's squeal burst out, high and bright, and Alex laughed behind them, deep and unstoppable. The slide curved, dropped, and shot them forward like a river made of speed. Then they hit the pool at the bottom with a loud splash, water swallowing them for a heartbeat. Tuna surfaced first, gasping. Henry popped up beside her, eyes huge. Then he laughed loud, victorious laughter like he'd just climbed a mountain. "We did it!" he shouted. Alex emerged right behind them, hair plastered to his forehead, grin wide. He grabbed both of them and pulled them close in a fierce, soaked embrace. Tuna held Henry tightly, and tears mixed with pool water on her cheeks. She wasn't even sure she was crying until she tasted salt. Alex noticed immediately. His expression softened. "Hey," he said, brushing wet hair away from her face. "What's wrong?" Tuna shook her head, laughing through it. "Nothing," she whispered. "I'm just happy." Alex didn't push. He only kissed her temple and held her closer for a second, like he understood exactly what those tears meant. After the high-speed slides, they wandered toward the wave pool where the water rolled in gentle swells. The energy there was calmer, slower, like the whole park was breathing instead of shouting. Henry ran into the shallow edge and splashed until his legs tired. Tuna and Alex sat on the pool's ledge, feet dangling in the water, shoulders damp and warm under the sun. Tuna leaned her head on Alex's shoulder without thinking, and the simple act surprised her. 2 years ago, she wouldn't have done that. She would have held herself upright, guarded, but today her body trusted before her mind could doubt. Alex lifted a hand and brushed her wet hair back gently. He didn't say anything. He didn't need to. The afternoon light softened, turning the water gold. Waves rolled in and out. Henry ran back drenched and threw himself into them, arms around both their waists. "Again," he demanded. "More," Alex laughed. "You're going to turn into a fish," Henry grinned. "I want to." Tuna looked at her son, then at Alex. A silent gratitude passed between their eyes. Today wasn't just fun, it was proof. Proof that life still held bright moments, even after years of struggle. Proof that joy wasn't only for other people. They stayed until Henry's energy finally burned down. He grew sleepy in Tuna's arms on the walk back to the car, eyelids drooping as the park music faded behind them. Alex carried the bag, and Tuna carried Henry, and the world felt quiet again but not empty. On the drive home, Henry slept in the back seat with his mouth slightly open, still wearing sunscreen on his cheeks. Tuna watched him through the mirror, smiling. Alex drove with one hand and rested the other briefly over hers again, just to remind her he was there. Sunset blazed red when they reached the farm. The sky looked like it was on fire, and the air smelled cooler, full of evening insects. Tuna lit the grill outside, and the scent of roasting chicken spread through the yard. Alex carried Henry inside to wash his face and change him into clean clothes, then brought him back out sleepy but smiling, rubbing his eyes. They sat at the simple table together. There was no fancy food, no grand celebration, just grilled chicken, rice, a few vegetables, and the warmth of being close. Tuna tore off a piece of chicken and handed it to Henry. He grabbed the drumstick with both hands and devoured it like he'd been starving, sauce smearing across his cheeks. His eyes shone with pure delight. Tuna laughed softly and wiped his face. "Slow down," she warned. but her voice was gentle. Henry mumbled with his mouth full, "Best day." Alex looked at Tuna, amused. "He's officially reviewing the day," he said. "5 stars? 10 stars, Henry declared, then bit again. Tuna's gaze drifted from Henry to Alex. Alex looked tired, sunburned at the nose, damp hair still refusing to lie flat. But there was a completeness in his expression, like his heart was full. Tuna felt the same. The day had been loud, messy, soaked in water and laughter, and yet it left her with a quiet peace, deeper than she expected. Night fell. Crickets began to sing. The wooden house behind them glowed softly from the light inside. Henry yawned hard, leaning against Tuna's shoulder. Tuna kissed his hair. "Time to sleep, fish boy," Henry murmured. "Tomorrow? Again?" Tuna looked at Alex, and Alex nodded without hesitation. "We'll go again someday," he promised. "Not tomorrow, but someday." Tuna's chest tightened with gratitude. Tomorrow would return to routine feeding animals, chores, work, the endless cycle. But today had carved itself into her heart, a bright memory she could hold on to when days felt heavy. When Henry was finally asleep and the table cleared, Tuna stood outside for a moment, listening to the quiet farm sounds. The day wasn't perfect, nothing ever was, but it was full. And for the first time in a long time, Tuna allowed herself to believe that joy could be part of her life, not as a rare accident, but as something she deserved. At dawn on the farm, Tuna feeds the pigs and chickens and feels hope for the first time as she watches Alex waking and Henry sleeping peacefully. In the kitchen, she nervously asks Alex for something she has rarely allowed herself, a day of pure fun at the water park. Alex surprises her with a yes, and the house bursts into preparation: towels, sunscreen, and Henry's life vest. On the drive, Alex's gentle hand squeeze reminds Tuna they are a real family now. At the park, Henry's laughter pulls Tuna out of years of worry, and Alex watches her smile with tenderness. They conquer the tallest slide together, screaming, splashing, and resurfacing in joyful tears. Later, they rest at the wave pool, soaking in peace. They return home at sunset for grilled chicken, grateful for an unforgettable day.